Alright, just give me a second. I'm just trying to get everything set up the way I like it, so I don't have to do anything while I am focusing on the printer. Actually, don't mind that back there a little bit. Sorry, I'm just adjusting how stuff works. Nope. That's good. Alright, so that is YouTube's camera. Alright, tell me if my music's too loud and I will turn it down. If it's not too bad, then I'm just going to leave it. Okay, so what we're doing is we are kind of repairing this X1C. What I was doing earlier today is replacing these funnels. Got that done, and now I'm just putting it back into the AMS base. So I'm just going to make sure I have all these tightened down. I think we were on the second to last one, so that should be here. That one's good. That one does not have one. Okay, so we need here. If you have any questions about this, feel free to ask. It was just giving me an error, and so this is the way to fix the error. It was overloading the motor of the AMS, and so it said to replace the funnels because the funnels were worn down. Now we're just replacing all the screws. And then we're gonna clean the X1C and move on to the next one. I also have a Bamboo Labs hub that I'm gonna hook up to two AMS systems together. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Being able to print with 8 colors instead of just 4. I think that will be cool. Alright, let's get this last one done. Change the music here real quick. If you have any questions about the AMS, just let me know. It was actually really easy to open up and work on. Alright, so now we just gotta replace or put in the 4 screws that I took out. And then we're done. We just have to plug in the AMS back to how it was. And honestly, this was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Everything I watched other people doing, they're like, oh, this is really difficult, and you might just want to buy the full assembly. But the assembly was like $35, and this was only $5. So if it works, I saved a bunch of money. I do need to invest in a hex key drill. That would be top notch. And then after this, what we just need to do is make sure we clip in the little ribbon cables back to where they go, and then I'm putting the PTFE tubes back in as well, because I replaced those in the earlier stream. And honestly, on my number 1 station on the AMS, I poked a hole through it with my thumbnail. That's how thin the wall was of the PTFE tube. So I'm glad I replaced them before it got too messy, because I don't know if you ever had it happen, but if it bursts through and it doesn't sense it doesn't sense the filament at the hot end, what will happen is it will keep pushing filament all the way until the spool runs out, and so you'll have literally an entire base in between the housing of the AMS and the bottom of this just full of filament, and you'll waste a whole spool. So always check your PTFE tubes. I do it about once a year, and that works out great for me. I missed a screw right here. So always check them, because it would be a pain to be in the middle of a 2-day print to have that go out, and then you have to take away or take apart your AMS. Just be a mess. Okay, so the 4 that this goes into, here, make sure you guys can see that. I don't know if you guys, let me scoot that over a little bit. YouTube's camera can see it. So you need to plug in here, 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 and here. And just the way that goes is it just kind of lines up. So just make sure you organize the wires a little bit, and then just plug them in. Make sure that they're in. Give them a little extra push. Don't force too much though. Just evenly push on both sides, and it goes right in. There is a clip right here. You can't really see it. That's gonna be hard to see. Just make sure you slide that back in. This one had 2 ribbon cables clipped into it. This one goes first, and then this ribbon cable goes next. I am replacing funnels to my AMS, my feeder funnels. They were worn out, and also replacing my PTFE tubes and just doing maintenance on my AMS. Okay, that should be it. Now I need to put the PTFE tubes in. And like I said earlier, what I do is I buy these when they're on sale on Bamboo's birthday, their birthday sale. And they're just pre-cut AMS PTFE tubes. You could just get your own, but these are so cheap on their birthday. I think I got them for $2 like a pack. So it comes with these 4. It comes with a replacement for the top, and then yeah, that's what I do. I don't really have to worry about cutting them. All right, so what this has is 2 long ones and 2 short ones. Let me see if I can get this. Okay. The long ones go on the outside, short ones go on the inside. Okay. So I'm going to grab this. Just going to go, just make sure you poke it in. Can't pull. Then, honestly, I probably should go there first. Okay, so there's the first station. Second station. Sorry if my head's in the way. Sometimes I gotta do that. Actually, I'm thinking about getting a new camera. I don't know what kind I want though. I was looking at the DJI Osmo Pocket. I think that would be kind of cool to get. Super portable and easy to use. So maybe one day. All right, that AMS is done. So I'm gonna give these a little pull, make sure they don't come out, and we're good. Okay, so this is done. These are all replaced. All replaced, and they should be good to go. These are the old ones. I'm just going to toss them. They're useless. And if this, it's going to work, but this was a much better option, I would say, than spending $30-something, $34 each for each one. Okay, and that would get super pricey, you know, and I'd rather buy filament anyways. Gotta make sure you put these back in as well. Okay, so I'd rather buy filament than $34 in components for my AMS. If I can get this to work, then that's way better. Okay. Go ahead and get this up here. And the last thing I need to do is place it back in the housing. And the housing has 2 pins that I need to connect, and I believe one's a 2-pin and one looks like a 4-pin, so you can't mess it up. So we need to do that first. How should we do this? Change the sound. All right. So we have a 2-pin, 4-pin. Need to get those in. I don't know what the best way to do that is, or how to. Let's take this out. Can I set it down? No, I have to do that. Alright, this might be the most complicated part because my hands are too big. So 2-pin. Gonna have to do some clever financial maneuvering right here. TikTok people, sorry if you hear breathing. My mic is right in my face, and you know what? That takes precedence because I just got the first one. And almost. Second one. Boom. Done. Okay, pop that back in. Next, just depress that little jiffy holder, and we're done. Boom. We got it. We did it, everybody. Likes and hearts in the chat. We got that done on the first AMS system, and we're good to go. So again, this one is 2 years old, and that's why I replaced the funnels, they were kind of wearing out, so I got those done and replaced them. So, got the first one done. Again, make sure you give me a like because that actually took probably like an hour and a half of work. Okay, up next, we're just going to replace this PTFE tube on my X1. And I have to adjust the cameras. So you can see. 2 seconds. Alright, that's good for TikTok. Next, YouTube. Alright, so I just need to wait a second and see what YouTube's looking like. Alright. I think we're good there. So, all we're going to do is just take this off. Press that, pull it out, pop it out of there. And we're out. Just going to look at this and make sure I need to replace it. Yeah, I'm going to replace it. Okay, so that's gone. We're just going to go ahead and feed that back through. There's a little space, a little opening for that. So we're going to feed it back through. Connect. Done. That PTFE tube is done. That one looks a little bit long. Yeah, that one's long. Hold on. I think I put the wrong one on. It's not that big of a deal. I just want to use the right one. Oh yeah, that's way longer. Alright, then we're probably just good to keep this one. There's not that much wear on it that I'm seeing. What you're looking for in PTFE tubes, for wear by the way, I don't know if you guys can see this. If you see a channel start to be made, like there's a visible line down the center, that's where you're going to want to switch stuff up. Okay? But there's not really a line in there or anything, so we're just going to place it back in and call it good. Just make sure you're always inspecting that, because like I said, a popped one will ruin your day. Okay, we also got a new hot end. So let me get this AMS out of the way. We got a new hot end, so we're going to be putting that on as well. this down a little bit. So we gotta adjust the cameras again, so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. Up next, hot end. That's what you're gonna do. Open the door and lift that up a little bit. Hello. Okay. So what you're just going to do when you do this, there are 2 screws that hold everything in right here. So you're just going to take your Allen key, larger Allen key, and if you have an A1, the Allen key that came with that works great. And again, I usually replace these once a year, regardless of how much I use it. I'm just going to replace it because they're cheap. Do I have one more? I guess I do on the side. Jeez. There we go. Like I said, I need to get a hex key drill or something. That'd make this go super easy. So there's 2 on the top, and there's just 1 on the side that goes through the fan and the heating block itself. So 3 screws. Right? How many are there? That should be it. There we go. I just need to pull down. So maybe I don't think I need to take that last one out. Okay. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get my other one real quick. And I got the all-in-one, so I don't have to mess with any of the, like, putting the fan on. It's the more expensive out of the 2. It just comes all together. And I don't really care too much because you should replace your fan, your part cooling fan. Alright, this looks like this is kind of dropped a little bit. Alright, that's an A1. Come on, X1C hot end. And I can lift this up a little bit so you guys can see better. Sometimes it settles YouTube, so I'm sorry if it did. This looks like another A1. Hold on. There we go, X1C. Alright, so why I'm doing this right now is, and not like pulling it all out, because I can't take a picture with my phone to remember exactly where stuff goes. So what I like to do is I will take one out at a time, plug the new one in. Okay, so that's done. Top one is the gray, white, and black. Pull that out. Okay, that's in. Last one, 2 black wires. Comes out easy. Okay, just one last check, make sure everything's in. Give it a nice little pull. I think we're good. Okay, so there's the old one. Pull that sock off. And you guys can't really see it, but there is a definite, like, it looks much larger. There is a slight bend. These do bend a little bit with lots of wear and tear, especially because you can't see it, but in the back where the chute is, it wipes it, and so this is gonna bend. So that is a little bit bent. So glad I replaced it. The last one I had too was also like this, so just make sure you guys check your hot ends, because when it bends, you're gonna lose quality. My print still looks good, but it could look better. Alrighty. Okay. Goes like this. Press it up and it fits. Lined up. Yep. And then you put it back in. Even going in there? No. Okay, hold on. Let's make sure these are all going where they're supposed to. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think we're in. There we go. Now we're cooking, people. We're not cooking people. So that's like we're doing it, guys. Like I'm talking to you. I'm not cooking people. No Jeffrey Dahmer here. That's good. And honestly, I didn't need to take that one out. Right? Yeah, this is just a fan to hold on to the hot end. So I didn't need to take that other side out. So it's literally just 2 screws here and here. Sorry. Here and here, and then you slide it down. Okay, so that's replaced. Hot end is replaced. Make sure those go in where they're supposed to. And we're good to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. I'm going to clear this off real quick. For my one. We're going to clean the Z screws now, because that is part of the maintenance. It also gives you 2 new screws, so you don't have to use those if you don't want to. We're going to slide this back on too. Okay, that's done. Now we gotta clean the Z screws. So let me go toss these right back. Alright, where did the little tool go bad? Go ahead and put all these out too. While I'm at it, let's keep this clean here. All right. I am back. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on cleaning the Z screws now. And all I do is I just take like a wipe and I'll cut it into a rectangle. Okay, like that. And I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, fold. And fold again, and what this does is goes in. Okay, I made this tool, and so what happens, it has grooves in it and stuff, and what you will do is you'll just use the controls to move the bed up and down, and as it goes up and down, this will go with it. So what I do is I just make sure that that's as close to that as possible without getting sucked in. Then we go ahead and plug it back in and we'll start to go. Appreciate the hearts, thank you. 241. Monster. Alright, like I said, I usually do this every 3 months, but this summer was really heavy printing, getting ready for a convention. So this is probably going to be pretty dirty. Alright, so you just get the controls up, motion controls, and you're just going to move the Z-axis down. Make sure you're like holding this really tight, okay, like that. That's how I'm holding it. And then just go down. Remind me down. Just make sure that's staying out of that gear. Okay, now you will see how dirty it is. Okay, so with the Z-axis, or the Z-screws, and having the grooves on that tool, you can really see how dirty it gets. Okay, so now I'm going to send it back up, and I'm going to do that side once again. I'm actually going to go back down there and finish that side. Okay, same thing. Just going to put it there. And we'll go up a little bit higher. Clamp it down. See? There you go. Cleaning it, and it's super easy. Now we're going to not set it back up quite yet. Going to cut another rectangle. Cut it in half. Fold once. Okay, we're going to send this down a little bit more. And there you go. That is one Z-screw cleaned, and you can actually see the difference. And I mean, I'll take a little wipe too, and I will get anything left. Just kind of work it around a little bit. You're not always going to get everything, but try to, and then just clean it multiple times, and you'll be fine. Alright, so now we're going to start on the other one. The more you clean your printer, like if you maintain it well, not like me, I do need to do this more than probably every 3 months with how much I printed. You'll get all the dirty stuff here and there. Okay, and then we're just gonna go up. Yeah, that one was pretty bad too. Alright, so now we're going to start near the top. Probably in the middle. Middle's fine. And if you guys haven't printed yourself off a tool like this, make sure you do that. It's super useful. The hardest one to get is going to be the back one. So, just so you guys know. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab all this stuff too. While I take those rags and wipes to the trash can, I'll take these to the trash can as well. Be right back. Okay. This next one's not going to be very like cinematic. You're not going to be able to see a whole lot because I got to put like my whole arm in there. So, just so you know. Look into the camera and interact with you? No. How about no? Alright, we're actually going to send this down. Alright, so we're going to get the third Z screw. Get that cleaned. And this one is always the toughest, probably the most dirtiest too. Okay, and then we're just going to go, should we send that up? And then we're just going to go down with it and then call that one good. Just the same thing, like that one down. Alright, so these screws are taken care of. Probably need to wipe off the rails. And then should be good to apply more grease and some lubricant onto whatever I need to. And really with these carbon rods, it's pretty much just all on the sides. I mean, wipe the whole thing down, but for the majority of the mess, it's just going to be on the side. There you go. That is from the rods. Okay. We are probably good to grease them up. Oil them up. We're just gonna grab. Okay, so oil lubricant, that goes on the rails. Grease lubricant goes on the screws. Don't ever get that mixed up. Actually, we can send that down and go home. Okay. Just gonna use this whole thing. I just kind of go up one side, because what's going to happen is when this goes up and down, it's going to work it in. And put a generous amount on there, don't be like too stingy. Just spread it out though. Okay, that side's done. This other one too. We got some, that's thermal grease, we don't want thermal grease. Okay, and then don't forget the back one. Okay. Now to do the oil. So I got grease on all the screws. When that goes up and down, it's going to work it in a little bit more. Okay, with the you don't need to like slather it up or anything. Oh, I missed some. I missed the bottom rails. You don't want to have it drip or anything. Okay. I'm gonna go back and forth on this and spread it out. A little bit more on this side. Okay, and then just the silver on the sides. Make sure you get that too. Because these will get hot if you don't. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. Okay, now we're going to just press home and have it go. Probably put the bed on. It's backwards. Okay, that's one X1C down and maintained. This is also probably the one I'm going to be putting the hub onto. We'll see though. All in all, I'll say that probably took, with working on the AMS like I did, that probably took 2 hours. Alright, I think we are good there. So I will, what do I want to do next? Probably going to sign off, honestly. What time is it? Yeah, I'm going to be off for the night. So, if you guys like what you saw, be sure to like the stream, follow me, subscribe to me if you're on YouTube, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you just turned it on YouTube, I got this one done already. I am going to be working on another X1C tomorrow. So stick around, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.